Welcome to the LDN Radio Show, brought to you by the LDN Research Trust. I'm your host, Linda Elsiegood. I have an exciting lineup of guest speakers who are LDN experts in their field. We will be discussing low-dose naltrexone and its many uses in autoimmune diseases, cancers, etc. Thank you for joining us.
Today I'd like to introduce our guest, Taran from the United States, who takes LDN for EDS and POTS and possibly MCAS. So thank you for joining us today, Taran.
Thank you for having me.
So when did your story start?
So my story started in 2015. I was in my early 20s and I passed out while I was at work and ended up bedridden for a good 6 months after the fact. Didn't really know what was going on, just knew that something was really wrong. I was very active before that, basketball, dancing, all that good stuff, and ended up, my mom actually ended up finding information regarding my symptoms, which, you know, they tell you not to Google your symptoms, but she ended up finding some information online. And then also, once I got into a cardiologist to get everything tested, and I came out with the POTS diagnosis and the EDS diagnosis, we ended up really just kind of baffled, but the cardiologist started me off on a medication back in 2015, and that got me semi-functional again. But, you know, for up until September of 2024, we were pretty much just trial and error trying stuff. And I'm on POTS pages on Facebook and EDS pages on Facebook. And my mother saw where a lot of EDS patients, because I had a lot of chronic pain. It was very debilitating. Minor, anything, not very, I'd say like just minor activities that wouldn't really put a normal person down for days would put me in the bed for days. And it didn't make much sense to me. So she came across the low-dose naltrexone, and she said, or she actually suggested, hey, maybe we should try to find someone that can prescribe this for you, because what else do you have to lose? So September of 2024, I found a primary care physician down here, and ended up, she actually specializes in EDS and treats a lot of patients. So she thought it was a great idea to try the low-dose naltrexone. Of course, I was nervous to try it because you never know, but what do you have to lose? So the doctor put me on like the lowest dose, like 1.5 milligrams to start. And I noticed a difference actually within the first couple days. I think the fourth day is when I really started to feel, you know, at least a little bit of relief from the pain that I was in. And plus, even the fatigue, because I have fatigue as well. So chronic pain, chronic fatigue, that started to go very well. So I was not able to work full time for like the last 5 years or so. And once we started increasing the low-dose naltrexone, I found that, 4.5 milligrams is my sweet spot. So ever since we've been at 4.5, I've been able to come back to work full time. It's like I'm a completely different person now. It's not a cure-all by any means. There's days where, you have your aches and pains and such, and, have to take Tylenol just to kind of aid that. But like low-dose naltrexone has been a game changer for me. Like, it seriously has given me my life back. Like, honestly, I really want to like shout it from the rooftops of people that aren't aware of this medication, because it has been a game changer.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's totally amazing, a really amazing story. But can we go back to your childhood? Were
Yeah.
there any things that were random that used to happen that you were unaware of because you were a busy child, let's say? Did you
I was
have
very
any
close.
rashes or allergies or
Oh yeah,
runny
absolutely.
noses and
All the
big
time.
feet?
So eczema, like eczema was huge, but I would just like break out in random rashes. I have like sensitivities to like food and stuff, like a lot of stuff, like stuff that you wouldn't even think of. Like I had food allergy tests done and stuff like that. And, you know, I could really like the flushing, like getting like really beet red, flushing in the face, feeling weird after I eat certain things. Um, plus like splotchiness on your arm a little bit, like in certain spots, and it's I'm pretty sure that I have the MCAS, but it's it hasn't been diagnosed yet. But I've my whole childhood I've always had rashes, um, sensitivities to like grass and just all kinds of stuff. Like it's really obnoxious, honestly. But I feel like also with the low dose naltrexone, I've been able to handle things a lot more. Now they say, hey, stay away from certain things, but I feel like it's not as severe as it was like before I started taking that.
Yeah, because generally people do start earlier in life when they're when
Mm-hmm.
they're a child, but it must have been
Mm-hmm.
extremely scary and frightening to be an active young person living their life, doing all the things, and then suddenly you're in bed and you don't know why. That must have been a horrible time for you.
It was terrifying, and the fact that like I just was so fatigued all the time. I couldn't really even keep my eyes open. Like even trying to vacuum the floors, like you do one swipe, two swipes, and you're like, okay, I have to go lay down again because I just can't. Um, so yeah, it's been a huge adjustment, not just for me, but my family watching me like go through this. They really have seen the difference as far as when I actually had, you know, my head injury from my fall. Um, I actually knocked out my teeth when I fell. Um, don't even really know what happened because I hit my head. And then on top of that, not knowing exactly what's wrong because you go to the doctor and the doctor's like, all your blood work's normal, everything's normal. But you're like, I can't function. And then some want to say, oh, you're just depressed or this or other. It's all in your head. Well, I mean, nah. So it's just also like just doctors not being, I guess, fully aware of, I guess, this. I mean, it's been 10 years since my incident when I fell. So, but like I said, the 9 years of trying to find something that actually works, um, nothing really. I mean, they did put me on Florinef for my blood pressure and stuff, and I actually stopped taking that in 2020 just to see how I would do. And I did okay. But my biggest thing was the pain, the chronic fatigue. Um, because I mean, I'm only 34, so all this stuff happened and when I was 24. So, and then, just the my family's concerned, like, and my mom being my biggest support, like, I honestly don't think that I'd be back on my feet how I am physically without her support. But yeah, I honestly, when I'm on social media and I'm seeing, people suggest or stating they're going through this or they're experiencing these symptoms, and hey, have you tried this by chance? I mean, I know everybody's different. Things that work for me may not work for someone else, but hey, honestly, trial and error is how I came across low dose naltrexone. So,
Hmm. Oh, that's
mhm.
quite an amazing story. So you've been on LDN about a year now.
Yes, a year exactly. Mhm.
And did you have any side effects when you initially started?
So when I had started, I had a little bit of dizziness, but I also started other medications at the same time. So I didn't know if it was the other medication causing it or the low dose naltrexone. There was my doctor actually put me on 1.5 to start, and then about a month and a half later, we went up to 2.5, then 3.5, or I think we went 1.5, 3, and then 4.5. When I went to 3, I was like, maybe I'm getting dizzy from the low dose naltrexone. But I went up to the 4.5, and then I was like, let me go back to 3 to see if that helps with any of the dizziness that I'm experiencing. And I actually noticed a shift in the physical and being like lethargic and just low energy type deal. So I was like, let me just go to back to the 4.5, and I feel like that's where I'm supposed to be.
And what were your pain levels on a score of 1 to 10 before you started LDN?
So when everything first started about 10 years ago, 10 was the pain level. As it's progressed, like the years have gone by, I've kind of, I don't know, kind of gotten used to it a little bit. But I would say like at its worst on my bad days, probably an 8. Now on my bad days, I would say a 2 or 3 at max. Um,
Really? Wow.
mhm. It's been a huge difference. Like I'm just like I literally said to my doctor, I said, I don't know what miracle pill this is, but like thank you so much because you've given me my life back. Like
So what about the fatigue levels? Have they
the
resumed to normal?
the fatigue levels, I'm actually able to get through my day, and there was points in time where I actually had to like nap throughout the day just to try to keep up some sort of functionality. But yeah, since I've started the low dose naltrexone, I mean, my my mom like kind of laughs because she says that I'm more talkative. I'm like, I'm so sorry that I'm so talkative, but like I have energy to actually have a conversation now. So, but yeah, that's my biggest thing with any type of like pain levels or fatigue. If I see somebody saying, "Hey, I can't do this because of," sorry, there's a fire truck going by. Uh, I can't do this because I'm just so tired, or uh like it was weird because I kind of could feel like the inflammation in my body before I started the LDN, and I could just tell. And then like for some reason after I started it, that that went way down. I mean, I was like up here, and now I'm like way down here as far as pain and fatigue goes. So
With the EDS, have you got very, very flexible joints?
I do have very flexible joints. I thought all it might have just been from uh just being active, but even after, because being bedridden, your muscles degenerate and all that stuff, and even after the fact, I'm still able to do so. It kind of freaks people out. I'm like, hey, you want to see something cool? No, but I also have had interesting things with like my teeth. I have teeth that never existed. I had baby teeth that never had adult teeth to replace them, which I heard could potentially be an EDS thing. Um, so that's kind of baffling. Um, I do bruise very easily, um, scarring, all that stuff. So, but the flexibility is definitely there.
Wow, remarkable story. Well, thank you very much for sharing it with us. And
Well, thank you for having me.
let's see what the next year brings.
Amen.
You'll have to come back and give us an update.
Well, I will be happy to do so. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Bye bye for now. Take care. Bye.
Take care.
Any questions or comments you may have, please email me, Linda, Linda, at ldnrt.org. I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you for joining us today. We really appreciated your company. Until next time, stay safe and keep well.